So sorry about that. I get cut off. So that's something that I definitely can't wait for my twin to come in and help me do these messages, get my stuff sorted a bit better. Okay, so we will be victorious, because basically at the bottom of the deck is this victory, because 10 is 1, which is new beginnings. Because that's the thing, you have to know that the strategy and how these are all going to come together is a part of you, and your union is part of a much bigger divine jigsaw, right? And every single one of us, for each of our individual unions, are all part of a whole. And so it's all about knowing that every single one of us will be victorious if we can stay in the heart, if we can live on the heart, and if we can keep following our soul journey back home. Because if you keep following your own light will always lead to union, right? Your own light will always lead to healing the cosmic heart, to working with the golden energies, to rising up and up and up in your vibration. Because when you're victorious, then basically your divine counterpart is holding the coin of truth for you, right? Because this is their soul, right? 4 and 3 is number 7. So they are literally, their soul is the man holding the coin of truth. Because to do this, you know, part of what this is about, it's about being more intimate in your relationships, right? It's about living from this sense of a much more romantic, heartfelt, loving, caring, intimate, vulnerable, beautiful love, basically. And so we're supported by the angels, and we're supported by divine energy to make that happen. And so if you really think about it, if you really, really stop to think about it and think, the fact that you even have found out about what the twin flame journey is, for a start, is what are the chances of that? And then to find out that if you have met them, or if you've connected with them with spirit, in spirit, that's the second thing. You know, that already means that you're really evolved as a soul. And so it's because you've incarnated so many times before, you are really on your soul path home. And so if you always try and think of the big picture, because as soon as you go into your mind, it will fill you full of conditioning of what we've learned in the past about, you know, relationships. And that's exactly what we're trying to break out of. We're breaking out of that into the heart space, into a journey back to our souls and soul love, which is a completely, completely different thing, because a soul love is feeling it, not thinking it. Because these relationships are about healing. They're about raising the higher, basically raising the planet in love and light. You know, increasing the cosmic heart, being the healer of the ages, being on this love path back home. The twin spirit in his hands and the cosmic heart emanating love. This is literally you, your heart, your love, emanating love around the planet. Because you have to know this. At the end of the day, you will have your bliss card. You will have the 10 of cups. You will have the happily ever after. The rainbow, right? Because it's meant to be. Because you are part of a community that is raising the planet in love and light. So with that, the first message from this morning was a song from Them to Us, our divine counterparts, which was, I'm just a soul whose intentions are good. Which I actually think is quite funny, because it's also quite tongue-in-cheek, because they're saying, listen, I know that at the moment it's difficult, but listen, I am just trying my best here. And then our response to that is this song, which is just brilliant. So I mentioned it the other day. It's called The Shapeshifters, and it's Lola's theme. Now, this is a song from back in the day, and it is I'm a Different Person. And so when I looked at the video for this, I was blown away, because there are so many things of what I've seen in people's healings. Especially, it's all set around a fairground ride, and they get on and off the merry-go-round, and there's also like waltzers that they spin around in. Very, very, very common theme that I see in healings. So when I saw this, I was like, oh my goodness. And I know that so many of you are going to totally relate to this, and this, because this song explains exactly the journey. And so this is what you have to remember. Remember that this is a journey for all of us to go back to who we truly are as souls, to be in union with yourself, right? To be in union with yourself is to realize there's no separation because you're living from your heart and you create your own rainbow, right? And then there is no sense of loss or separation or anything because you're emanating love in everything you do. And when you do that, you just know that the strategy and the road will always lead back to union. All right, so this is the words of the song. I'm going to put all of the, everything that I always refer to is always in the description box anyway, but here's the words. Looking back, I know I was walking around in a disguise. I was just a lost soul and I needed a guide. And the moment that you came to change my life, I used life and burnt my heart and make me smile. 'Cause you and I know that I'm a different person. You turned my world around and I'm a different person. Fears I had all fading away by a minute and I feel alive. You have twisted all of my troubles inside, like a little piece of heaven finally found. You've refilled my heart up from the ground, 'cause you and I know, baby, I'm a different person. And you turned my world around and around. I just, you know what? There are I used to sing this over and over, but I had never actually thought about the words or looked at the words. And of course now seeing those words, that is exactly what we were. I know that I was a lost soul and I needed a guide, and my twin has been my guide to change my life. And so that's why it's so amazing. But the key thing here is the fears that I had are all fading away by a minute and I feel alive. You have twisted all of my troubles inside, like a little piece of heaven I finally found. You've refilled my heart up from the ground, 'cause you and I know, baby, you have turned my world around. There you go. So keep living from the heart, keep moving out of the head into the heart, because the heart is where your twin soul is. All right, and you can be the shapeshifter for your life. All right, have a good one. Take care. Bye.